I am live. We are live. I am live with
Hey.
Vicki.
Hi, everybody.
Hello at the Bloom and Bramble Flower Shop, which, by
That's
the way,
it. Yeah.
I love that. Which, by the way, I put in the headline of this live. I shared meeting with Aunt Vicki at her flower shop, and I thought this sounds like a perfect '90s rom-com. You know, Aunt Vicki and her flower shop. So
Yeah, we're having fun. Yeah, it's actually my son and I. I sold my shop in Arizona because I wanted to attend the trials, and so I had a shop in Arizona for a long time in Chandler, and then when obviously what happened. I sold the shop, and then when I ended up moving out here. My sister passed away, Tammy's mom, and so my other sister was ill. There was a lot going on, and I know a lot of these guys know a lot of my history, but a lot of them probably don't too. But so when I got out here, we moved out, finally got in our house, and my son he's been a firefighter here for like 23 years in Orem, and he's like, I really want. Hey, Danielle, Adriana, hi guys. Um, he's what I'd love to do. He's an artist. In fact, he did that behind me, and he said, I'd love to learn the business, and he has another small business. Firefighters, they're very industrious. They've always got something going on. So he said, if you would teach me, I would totally go, do it. And I was like, I probably have a few years left in me. So we just found a spot and just started. Yeah. And it's been great. It's been so fun.
that's amazing. Pull up your camera a little bit. I want to see the whole Bloom and Bramble. Right. There we go. Yeah. I love that. Oh, you've got someone holding it.
No. It's literally there. This thing moves.
What is it? What is this thing?
My computer has a mind of its own, and it does what it wants to do, and I don't know.
Okay,
why.
I'm sorry. Go back, computer. Go back. Never mind, computer.
Stop, computer.
While she tries to tame her computer, I'll explain to those that don't know who Aunt Vicki is. Yes, and she is the Hidden Gems favorite aunt. Aunt Vicki is Tammy Daybell's
I'm gonna cry.
aunt.
I missed everybody, seeing everybody.
I know, we've missed you. And Tammy Daybell was unfortunately married to Chad Daybell, and it is an absolute heartbreak in your family. And but Aunt Vicki is being the best aunt. She was this type of aunt to Tammy, and so now for you to share your love and your Aunt Vickiness with all of us means so much, and you're allowing Tammy's memory to live on. So thank you.
Thank you. It's been yes, I'm in Utah County. I'm in Orem. Yeah, come see me, people. Come say
At
hi.
the Bloom and Bramble, we're not going to ask her computer to try to show the logo anymore because I know
Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. It's like got a mind of its own. Okay, wait. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm very technology oriented, as you can tell. Gosh, what's wrong? Okay, Bloom and Bramble. Yeah, we're in Orem. So we service a pretty big area, like pretty much Happy Valley, Utah County. So yeah, we're like all over the place. And oh dang it, I can't really say names. There was a lot of really good women that spoke at conference. I wasn't able to see it because I had something else going on, but
LDS church conference.
Yeah, LDS church conference, and we've had people sending flowers to people that spoke at conference. So it's been really
fun. That's neat.
Yeah. People that know really well, but I can't say it. Dang it.
So for those that don't know, now, Aunt Vicki is a florist, and she actually taught. So during Chad Daybell's trial in Boise, where it was so difficult, Kay and Larry were there, Vicki was there. We had a group of dear friends that would support one another. Sarah was there.
Yep.
And she said, we are going to do a floral arrangement class after court one day. And we all got together at the place where I was staying, Sarah's house,
Yeah.
and made these beautiful bouquets. And she brought all this and taught us how to arrange flowers. It was so fun. And you have sent me beautiful flowers when I've needed them. In fact, and I will share this. It touched me so much. Thank you for the flowers that you sent for my brother's funeral recently. It was so heartbreaking. I walked in and someone said, the flowers here are for you.
Yeah.
And I opened up, and they were a big, beautiful display sitting on a table, and I opened them, and it was, thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you from my whole family too. They wanted me to
I wanted to come. You're not that, it wasn't that far from me, but I thought, oh, this is going to be like such an intimate affair. Like this is for family. And like, I totally understand that. And then the next thing I see, you're posting it on Facebook, and there's like 500 people there. I go, I could have slipped in there easily. So
I would have loved to have seen you.
I get your family now. Like your family's really fun, and they're musical, and like you guys have a lot going on. But that was a really nice celebration for him. And it's like so hard whenever you lose somebody. It doesn't matter whether or not it's planned or not, or not planned, but things that are going to happen. And that was really heartbreaking to see what you guys went through. And of course, we love you. Thank you.
Well, it was touching to my family too when I shared that they were from Tammy Daybell's family members. They were truly touched in what we've been through, what you've been through. So, we're all in this life together. And thank you for supporting me in my tragedy. And I will always support you in yours. So,
yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah.
Don't make me cry. Stop.
Well, let's start talking about your computer again and how it doesn't behave, and we'll start laughing again.
We could try talking about what's been going on this week.
Yes, let's start talking about green chili enchiladas, and then maybe we can laugh too. But
gosh, that must be a really awesome recipe, because he was all over that memory. Oh, those were so good. I remember I was like, she was making them every week, but were people asking for them? That's the question.
And were they poisoned? Were they Xanax free? Or
so it was such a weird exchange. And she kept saying it, and he kept saying, no, no, nope, nope, nope.
She had to go back.
10
but
times.
You don't remember. Let's forget Charles for a second. Charles was killed, but
the whole
we got to go back to the enchiladas. You're telling me that you don't remember that I made these every week. He was like, nope.
Nope.
As I've said, don't flatter yourself, Lori. They weren't that memorable.
The green chili and not the red chili, the green. And they're like, no, I don't remember that.
Which Mitch Megan Connor has let us all know they're actually rather bland too.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, Megan Connor from yeah.
I know
Lori's cousin.
The funny thing is that when all that was going on and everything, I was thinking, what is it about that part? Was it just that she felt like it was just so odd that I was like, literally trying to get my brain around, why was that so important for him to admit that he remembered those enchiladas that were so important to him? And I kept thinking to myself, I just think she thinks everything that she does is so integral to everybody else's life.
Yes.
That it's more important than anything they had going on. They weren't thinking about the food. They were there to see family, whatever. But in her brain, well, of course it was the most important thing because Lori did it.
Right. No, you actually just nailed her. And that's what narcissism is, which, she has a personality disorder per Judge Boyce sharing some of her psychological report, and narcissism is certainly part of that. John can't speculate as to what it is, but I'm just gonna throw in, I think she's a psychopath. Yeah. But that would mean that anything she does is more important than anyone else. And like anything she does is just dramatic and fabulous.
Yeah.
Colby said that his and Kelsey's are better. Too.
I don't even doubt that for a second, especially I can't even imagine her doing something because, there's a certain amount of love that you put into food when you're cooking for people. And I just don't think that I think she's barren when it comes to that. So I also kind of got a kick out of the judge because he's up there like, what? Are we talking about green chili? I could be doing so many other things.
Right? No, this is the judge. The judge,
You
which
can
someone in chat called him Judge McDreamy. He was like side eyeing so hard. He was just like, he's been so good at like gray rocking and just being like this even like referee that just like doesn't react. And he was like,
yeah.
it's really going
you
down.
can see that he's irritated at times, but he's really like, Xanax tends to leave a taste of food. Okay, good to know. If your food tastes funky, could have a little something.
Well, it's probably made by Lori Vallow. She liked to put Xanax in Charles's protein drink, so that's
no.
yeah,
Real?
yes, for real. According to Christina Atwood and Serena, actually, both their interviews in the document dump said that.
That's something I did not see. Okay.
Yeah, and then they shared that in trial. So, but yes, we heard that in some. I'll send you that actually. We did an episode about Tylee, who Aunt Vicki knew Tylee and JJ, but mostly Tylee because she was friends with your granddaughter. It's a strange world.
Yeah,
Yes, it was Tammy Daybell's aunt.
They were in the same friend group, and they were actually good friends.
Very good friends. Yeah. So,
Judy was friends with Lori, and she was in the primary, which is a part of the church that they belonged to, where JJ went, and so she knew JJ really, really well.
Yeah, really well. And so, we've talked about Tylee always being sick, and John and I did an episode actually about some evidence pointing to what we possibly suspect or worry was actually going on with her being sick. And we brought up Christina Atwood's interview as she shares that Xanax was put into Charles's shakes. So,
well, that I always wondered about Tylee because I was like, why is she so sick? I don't even understand what's going on there.
Yeah.
And she always said that she had pancreatitis, I think it was, and that she had this and that, and that she was always sick. And then I know there were times when Tylee would make a comment, something to the effect of, my mom says I'm sick. And it's like that she wasn't necessarily sick, but she was just repeating what her mom had said. I can't go because my mom says I'm sick. It's like, well, no.
Right. Yeah. I know you've brought it up. That's why. In fact, if there is a mod that can find the link, I think it's just Munchausen by proxy or factitious disorder about Tylee. Munchausen by proxy would be a diagnosis for Lori, not Tylee, but it was about Tylee, and we shared a lot of evidence that could certainly lead to why we will always be suspicious of that.
100%. Yeah. Now, with her new, the whole new theory that she has of Tylee being the character in this scene where Charles is chasing her with a bat, and it's so unbelievably outlandish. I can't even sometimes I can't listen to it because it's so frustrating. And that's why it was so, for me as somebody involved in this at all, was so satisfying seeing her shaking in her boots when Kay was on the stand. I thought she would go further with Kay, but I was like, oh, she started to stutter. I was telling Jim last night, I'm like, it's almost like she was like a kindergartner that was told to go sit down at her desk. Like she said a couple things, turned around, sat down, and put her head down on the table. It's just like she was just done. And I was like, Kay, just she's amazing.
She was more prepared than Lori. Lori actually, I felt like was maybe even a little bit timid with Kay.
It was weird.
Yeah, right. It was like she knew who she was messing with. Don't mess with Kay Woodcock.
I think Kay is the one person that honestly, looking her in the face, that at some point, somewhere in her, if there's any part of her that's still sane, that she had to own she had to own that she killed and was part of Tammy, Charles, JJ, and Tylee, and maybe even Knucklehead Alex. I don't know. But I just think that was like, it was a moment of time where I felt that. I don't know if you did. I don't know if maybe it's just me or whatever, but I know that I talked to Julie last night. That's my daughter. And she knew Lori pretty well, in fact, really well. And of course she knows Kay as well. But I was like, the moment in time when they just even first started talking, like you could see in Kay that this is your moment. You're facing me. You're actually talking to me, and you're not going to get over on me. This is the one person you're not getting over on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It felt good. I thought she did amazing. I was so proud of her.
It felt so good. I mean, the last sort of mic drop moment that I was just like, I wanted to be like, yeah. I was like, when Lori said, so did you see me conspire to kill him? And Kay looked at her and goes, no, but I'm seeing a lot of evidence you did.
But
And it was just like, boom. And she's like, okay.
Was like, don't mess with me, because if you go any further, you're going to get exactly what I know. And I think it was so perfect. I don't know. It was perfect. Her answer, the way she said it, it was just like, don't mess with me. You might as well have just said it because you did it.
Mm-hmm. Right. I agree. And she didn't, she was just like, okay, you know,
I'll go sit down now.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Maybe I shouldn't have cross-examined this woman. Maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe I shouldn't have defended myself. Maybe I shouldn't have killed my husband. I'll just go sit right back down.
Well, even the crazy thing is, like, the lady, the last dinner Charles had, where he had actually a good time. He was visiting with somebody. He was enjoying her company. It was the night before all this happened and everything. And she was like trying to just take it away, all her questions were meant to take away any of the fun that he might have had that night, or any of the good time. And she, when she said, and so you were talking about me, and so you were talking, and so you're blah, blah, blah. And she goes, oh, don't flatter yourself. I was like, I literally screamed. I was here in the shop, and I was like, woo! Oh my God.
That was a moment. Do we have the link do you have the website? I think I can grab the website to show you. We now have Don't Flatter Yourself merch. It's so good. You guys, I know that was a moment. I actually told John this morning. So John's not watching. He's full-time parenting, so he's relying on me for my updates, and he's not always tuning in the evenings because, like you guys are, because he's with, our son. But so this morning, he saw that we made Don't Flatter You merch, and so he called me. He's like, wait, what's going on? Like, what is this? And I said, okay, so Nancy Joe went out with Charles on July 10th. He's like, okay, following. And they talked about Lori and her beliefs and, how she switched, the beneficiary. And he's like, okay. And I said, and so Lori gets up for cross. And the first thing she says to Nancy Joe is, so you went on a first date with my husband and all you did is talk about me? And then she was just like, don't flatter yourself. John started laughing so hard this morning as I told him this. He was like, I could see him, like, he always shakes his shoulders when he laughs, and he was laughing so hard. He was like, that is amazing. So
it was really, I don't know if she had that locked and loaded and ready to go, or if that was for the moment, but whatever it was golden.
Yeah. Let me get the link to share. Hold on. Let's see.
I think she put it up. I don't know what happened to it though.
I just want to show it on a screen.
Oh, do you have shirts?
Oh, you're gonna show it? Okay. We're gonna show it.
Oh boy.
Here we are. Someone said, yeah, I wish we could have seen John respond to that. It was great. Where is it? Let's see here. Okay. Scroll down. And there we go. Hold on. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll put that in the description of the video. And also, many people are asking about this Munchausen by proxy or factitious disorder, where we got into the possibility that Lori suffered from that with Kylie. We'll have that in the description of this video as well. I can't go find it super fast.
People are asking a lot about it. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, your audience.
People are asking
a lot, and we've been talking for 3 years now or longer over this. But they need hoodies. That's a good idea.
Oh, we have them. Great. We have them. That's how fast things are going. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know. We have hoodies.
Yeah, they've got your hoodies for you, honey. No, the thing is that Tylee was always sick, and but they. Oh, Gloria, how are you? Lunch. No, she was sick a lot, and although people that really were around her a lot didn't really notice that she was sick. She didn't seem to be sick all the time. She seemed to be pretty healthy. And so when she's, she has rewritten history, though, a few times. One of those was that when she said she died when she had Tylee, and her family said, no, that absolutely did not happen. Nobody in the family knew about it. If it would have happened, obviously your family would know you had died. So she's told few different, and I think Tylee, for the most part, was a character in her life and not a real life person that was a person. Like, had people that loved him and cared about him, and I feel like she just always felt like it was a character. It was just such a weird, disconnected way that she talked about her. And I think that's on Nancy Joe. She's going to get a free shirt.
Keep that pinned for a while. You can email us at hiddentruecrimeinfo@gmail.com, right. Nancy Joe, and we'll send you a shirt. Okay.
So that was a big part of that. Why, but I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I mean, I play one on here, but I'm not one. But yeah, I think that there were a few of us that wondered, like, is that really, is that really something that she's suffering from, or is that just? And I thought about that before I even knew any of this other stuff. I mean, before Tammy was killed, any of this went on, because they would talk about it, and I'd be like, gosh, that sounds so odd. And like, she would go, like, Noelle's party, she went to the party, but she could only stay for 2 hours. I mean, it's just weird, different things. So the fact that she is like, I heard a little bit of Colby talking about the fact that she had blamed a lot of this on Tylee, and I just think, it just breaks my heart again that this is again all about putting the blame for everything that she's done on somebody else that can't either defend themselves, or that we already know that we already know you are the murderer. You are the person that did this. Whether or not, she's convicted of Charles, I would be, I can't even imagine it. The jury has to be sitting there thinking this lady is nuts, because her questioning is bizarre. And it's like the green chili. I mean, she's what? Like, she spent 5 minutes arguing about that. And then her little comments after are unnecessary too. Oh, really? Oh,
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Every time she says okay, I just get like little, okay.
I think every time she says okay, somebody should hit her over the head. Even if it's just with a fly swatter.
There you go, just like a little.
Okay, boom. I could do that.
Vicki's like, maybe can I be the fly swatter? Okay.
And I'll just sit there. I can do that. That's something I'd be happy to do. But I just think the whole, I mean, like I was telling my husband, I'm like, you know what, for her, this is like nothing. This is like, I just get out of jail for a while and I get to play a lawyer. And I think she's just been playing roles her whole life. This is just one more role she's trying to play. She's just horrible at it. But I mean, as far as like, it's just getting her out of jail. I mean, I don't,
Yeah.
who wouldn't do that? So what's going on?
Oh, I just asked Grayson, who's sitting next to me, to pin a certain comment. Sorry, didn't want people to hear. I apologize.
No, nobody heard.
About what you're talking about,
People did.
essentially. Yeah. Just about what you're talking about with Tylee. The other things I've heard about Tylee too, just going back, is it was either you or your daughter that kind of shared that, yeah, that your granddaughter again would be like, come out, and she'd be like, my mom says that I'm too
Yeah.
sick. Not that she says she's too sick, but her mother would
Yeah.
say she's
It
too
was
sick.
just an odd comment because teenagers don't do that. One,
Right.
even if they're sick, they'll drag themselves to the next party or function. And there just felt like there were times when she should have been able to go and she, didn't.
Yeah.
I really think Lori was just dying for her to get out of school so that she wouldn't have to take her to school, that she could just kind of drag her around with her, to have a sidekick. And who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? It is strange too, by the way. Well, let me ask you, the jury allegedly doesn't know that the kids have been killed. Tylee and JJ have been killed. And it's actually maddening to me because the jury can ask questions and they're like not asking any questions. And like yesterday, Kay said, the last time I saw JJ was in May. She didn't say a year, but clearly it's not this year.
Right.
And JJ's not with Lori. JJ's not with Kay. JJ's not with Charles. And so I want them to say, hey, where's JJ? Or is JJ okay? Or she also said, I learned that JJ wasn't safe with Lori. And then no jurors asking questions. I want to scream, like, ask some questions. But then I also wondered, and this is my question for you, do you think they know? Do you think they know that the children are dead? Because they're not sequestered. And while they're not supposed to look anything up, I mean, if one person says to them, I don't know.
So do I think they know? Probably. But I do have the same question about them, the lack of questions.
Yeah.
Because if I was on that jury, if I didn't know, I would be like asking a million questions.
Yeah.
There's been enough. In fact, the gal that Charles was having dinner with the night before, she even said, I don't know what I'm supposed to, how much I can say here. Well, that immediately would have been a question for me. I would have said, okay, why is she unable to talk about, are there certain things she's not able to talk about? Isn't she here to tell the truth? Like, what are those issues? One, because I would want to know, is there another piece to this? Like, what is there another trial going on? Is there something else going on? Is there another, I mean, they haven't asked about, so it's hard to know what's in their head. Like the whole time, the other two trials, we went through this too. It about drove all of us crazy because we're like, what is the jury thinking today? What did they think about that? Did the jury hear that? Did they hear what we heard? Did they hear what, the parts that we thought were important, because we knew that they actually proved the case. So that was the most important thing to us, is for us to know, okay, what is it that their understanding is from this? And I think you're right. I think that question would come out of my mouth. Are the kids here? Are they?
Where's JJ?
Here? Where are they? And I'm
a little frustrated with the lack of questions. I am, but maybe they're just intimidated. I don't know.
Well, I think you might have a point there. I think they might know more or have put together more than what we have thought.
Yeah. Right.
But
yeah, perhaps. And like I said, this jury is not sequestered. They can chat. It's a little bit less strict than it was in Idaho, certainly, but they're not supposed to look anything up or talk about the case at all. But that doesn't mean that somebody could come up to them and say, oh, you're you're on the jury of,
Yeah.
the child killer or the child, they hear something on the news, or as they're walking by the TV. I mean, I don't know, but maybe
Well,
they really don't know.
I had heard that they were eating in the cafeteria. No, I don't know because I haven't been there yet. I'm still going to be coming down, but I heard that they were eating lunch at a table with a bunch of people that were just like media and stuff. That they don't eat, the jurors don't eat in a separate area. Is that right?
I'd heard that too. Someone came up to me and actually said that. I haven't witnessed that, but someone did say that. That was actually similar to Alec Baldwin's trial too. The jurors were just outside. I mean, it was only 3 days in the end, but
Yeah.
so there is, so in Santa Fe, New Mexico, they had little badges on that said jurors, and they'd just be sitting out at lunch.
I mean, because
They couldn't talk to anyone. They were told not to talk, but that's a
but
thing. Yeah.
there's no way you could sit there and not hear what you know what I mean. That's all we talked about. We talked about it nonstop, every break, at lunch. You know what I mean? Like we were non-stop talking and trying to figure out what was going on. And hi Ruth. That was one of the things that's true.
Men don't ask as many questions
they
as
don't.
women, Kim Dodd says.
Yeah, I think she's right.
Yeah. Someone else says that if they were a juror, I would be wondering, but wouldn't ask until more of the case has been presented, including the defense. That's Justice Moon, True Crime, who states
So
that. Yeah.
the question is, though, is if she doesn't put on a defense, that is going to, if they're waiting to ask and then she doesn't, she rests, then what? Your questions are going to go unanswered. That would be my worry. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
The jury does not know. It has not been told to the jury that she has other convictions at this moment. So I assume that they know that she's in jail, like because she's, at a trial, she's been charged with killing Charles. You can't walk free. So I'm sure they know she's behind bars, but they have not been told about her previous.
That she's been convicted.
Right.
Right. So wasn't there a pretrial hearing where they said that they were going to let one of the convictions in, one of the murders?
Yes, that was during one of the last hearings. And so maybe we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, because my understanding was that they weren't going to allow everything in, but they said they were going to allow one of the murder convictions. And so I was like, oh, if they could add that in, that would be just such a slam dunk for this, because then you know who she is, one, and then you can just assume from all this other stuff that she's a liar, and then everybody's already said. I mean, the case is there.
Right.
It'd be nice to get this conviction for Charles. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Family absolutely deserves it. But again, we never know. It's right up to the very second they read the verdicts. We were with her and Chad. We were all, everybody was just in a frenzy about it because we're like, is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And then the minute the jurors walked in the room, I knew they were all guilty, because that was the first time that jurors walked in the room and looked me right in the eye. And I was like, oh, thank you.
And they walked in with confidence, like satisfaction. I remember that. I was sitting next to you.
They weren't smiling, but they almost were. It was like, we did the right thing.
They walked in with a relief. Like there was like this, it was not just confidence. It was like their shoulders were held high, and you could tell they had some sort of relief that they hadn't had throughout the trial. And I remember I actually got to sit next to you during that moment. I was grateful. You demanded that. They were not going to let me. And you were like, she gets to sit with me. So thank you for that. But yeah, I agree. I had the same impression. And I'll tell you, I know you're watching from home. This jury is interesting to watch. Yesterday, I saw the most reaction from them I had ever seen. And the reaction, so there was one juror. So the biggest moment was, I would say, when she was sparring with Christina Atwood, because it was so Oh, excuse me, Serena, not Christina.
Yeah.
Christina was Serena Sharp.
Yeah.
Forgive me. So she was sparring with Serena Sharp, and it was sort of like a Bible, sort of. I don't know what you call it.
Ridiculous.
What do you call it? People help me out with the name where
Spar.
you're. Yeah, it's like sparring or like Bible back and forth, the Bible game. But
Oh, what do they call that? But dang it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
okay, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I know a Bible off. Someone
They used
says
to do it in seminary. It was like a Bible.
yeah, like
Anyway.
I don't know what I mean. A Bible off.
Yeah.
Someone said. So there was a juror that just had this grin like this, like what is happening? Like he's just like, this is not happening. Almost like, when you're like like you have like secondhand embarrassment watching something. It was like a secondhand embarrassment grin, like I can't believe this is real. And then there was another juror that something was said, and you saw a bit of an eye roll too, a separate juror, like what is this? Because it was just so
well. It's
bizarre.
such an ignorant line of questioning. It has nothing to do with anything. It literally, if you could have two things less related, I don't know, because her questions are personal. Her questions are not really scripture wars. That's what it is, or Bible battle, either one. Yeah,
everybody's
Bible bash. That's it.
A religious rap battle. Let's call it that.
You guys have got a lot sword drill, Bible bashing,
apologetic.
Keep going. But yeah, I do feel like a lot of her questions in my mind are really, they're off the charts. Like they don't make any sense. They're really not like, it doesn't make any sense to ask questions about a Bible when in her, like, does she know the three Nephites? It's like, wait, what are you talking about?
I know.
It's like,
if you thought the enchiladas were bad, wait till you get Lori demanding about the three Nephites names.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, it was just weird. And then she goes, well, what do you mean? You said you didn't know them. She goes, no, you asked me what their names were. And I was like, have mercy. Make this end.
I actually took it that she wanted the names too. I was like, who's it going to be? Is it going to be you?
Do that? Like,
I was like, I want to know. I'm like, tell me, who are the three Nephites?
We had the popcorn. It was like all ready.
Yeah. I know. It's so funny.
I go, is this gospel doctrine or is this a trial? We got to decide, because if we're going to start Bible, whatever it is, Jeopardy, I'm going to have to really get my polish up, because I've done that.
Right.
Yeah, she was all over the place on that. I just felt sorry. I get a little bit sorry for those ladies too, because they had literally, they're like, wait, what? Like, am I at the right place? No.
The best also was talking to Serena Sharp. She was saying to Serena, so she talked to Zulema recently. She was like, no. She's like, okay. What about Gib? It was like, she was like, give me the gossip. So what's the tea? You talking to Zulema? Have you seen her recently? What's she up to?
Okay.
What's she got going on?
Okay. Fly swatter.
Okay.
Every time she does that now, I'm going to do that. Something else. Okay.
Right. She's like, okay. Talk to Zulema? No. Okay. So what about Gib? You seen her recently? What's she doing? She and David still together? Divorced? Separated? It was like she was like, let's catch up. Let's get the goss. Let's get the gossip.
Yeah. Like she has. Hey, well, I have all the time in the world. She literally does have all the time in the world. She has nowhere to go, nothing to do. So it's like people have to suffer through it, because let's face it, once she's done, she's going back behind doors and eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for life.
Yeah.
It'd make me more happy.
She also, I think when she was cross-examining Christina too, she said, so she asked a question and she was like, just wondering.
I have nothing else to do.
Yeah. Just, I've been behind bars. I'm a little behind, just catching up. Like,
Just dragging it out a little. You guys don't mind, do you?
right.
Are there any good movies? Like people are just like, what the?
I know. No, I know. Yeah. It's like, it's wild. By the way, someone said, now we need a new merch, a fly swatter. Just with that says, okay. I have to show you this too. So let me show you this. First off, Tiggy, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I'm just going to show you something really quick. So someone said yesterday that they need to make a BS Barbie. Where are you? Are you back? Yeah. I don't know. I was sitting here talking to myself, I guess.
I was talking to myself. I go, wait, I'm on. I guess Lauren's not on. And she said,
maybe it was you. Maybe it was me. Who was talking?
She said, new merch, fly swatter. And I said, yes, Aunt Vicky's fly swatter.
Yeah.
And it's only use it for flies and annoying people. And
we'll have the ant with the fly swatter. Yeah. So people were saying last night that they need to make a BS Barbie. As Lori and someone else here, though, said they need a Shih Tzu Barbie, Esquire, and her Xanax enchiladas. Well, here you go. Here's the Lori Vallow Daybell doll, the murderous enchilada chef. Who made this, by the way? Who do I need to source this to?
I am.
It was in a Facebook group, so I don't know who made it.
I think she might want one of those because she looks good. That does not look well, other than the evil grimace smile thing, but she looks good. Oh yeah.
You think? She looks that good?
I think she looks better there on that. The doll is prettier. The thing that I do love about this, though, is you've got all the necessary elements for a night with Lori.
The accessories.
You got the enchiladas, you got the loaded gun, and then you got the Book of Mormon where she's going to take the words and make them into what she wants them to be. Yeah.
Okay. So the source of this, by the way, I don't know if this is her real name, but on Facebook, she goes by Charlie Angel. So Charlie Angel.
I don't know that that's her real name. Sounds like
I know
to me, but
I don't blame her if she goes incognito posting this stuff. But yeah, thank you.
How in the world do they get this stuff? Wow, you guys are talented.
I know.
I mean, could you make that? No way.
Mm-mm.
Good deal.
Good deal. So anyway, there you go.
I think she should have that. What's it called? A rack belt on, though.
Yeah, they missed the rack belt. I know they should have given her the rack belt. And then giving us a buzzer.
That's what we should do every time she says, okay.
There you go. Yeah. And then give everyone a buzzer for you. A buzzer for you. Everybody gets a buzzer.
Everybody gets a buzzer. Oprah Winfrey. Everybody gets it.
You get a buzzer. You get a buzzer. You get a buzzer. Oh, and people are saying there's an app that generates that toy. I'm going to go have fun then.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go have fun. Wait. So anyway.
Well, I'm like, I really wish I would have been down there this week. I would have loved to have been there for Kay when she testified. I really wanted to make it down. I honestly didn't think she would go yesterday. And I thought she would be a lot longer too. So
me too.
Just me trying to get out of here and having just opened this business. And I thought, we thought we had another person. Anyways, we thought we had more people and we don't have as many, but my grandsons are going to be coming to help too. So it's going to be super fun. They're all older. They're in their 20s. So they're all but they're musicians. So they're busy because they play gigs on the weekend. And so I thought, I'm going to get out of here for 3 or 4 days. I just haven't been able to, but my plan is to go down for sure.
Okay.
Are you going to be going back down next week?
I am. I'm going to see this through. Justice for Charles. It's what I've been doing. What has it been like watching kind of from where you are from afar? And you've got to probably take this in, little bits as you've shared, because this is heavy and this has got to bring back some really tough memories and reminders.
We get to the point where we're to the point where it you stop thinking about it the first thing in the morning, and then you think about it during the day, and then you get to the point where you like maybe think about it in the evening when kind of things are settled down, because it's always kind of there. And then this happens, you know, the trial, and then you start like your eyes open in the morning and it's just on your first thing on your mind. It's just something that it just puts you back there. Just like I just don't think this we've, you know, as a, well, at least for Julie and I, for my family, I feel like it's you always wonder, like, what is this, how does this play out, like what is going to happen with this, like when all the trials are over, what is going to happen. And she says, well, you know, I don't know that this is ever going to ever not be a topic of conversation or something, that because
True.
we're never going to feel, no, there's nothing that can happen here and now that can, that puts a period on the end of it, because she's never coming back. It's never going to, in our mind, it's never going to be resolved fully here.
Right.
And I think that it opens it back up. It makes me, it, you know, and I've talked to you about this before, and I've talked to other people about it that are close to us in the case, that, you know, I just wish that they would have listened to Charles. I just wish if he would have had one person, it only would have taken one person, whether it be a member of her family, a member of his, I don't know. Like, I just think, you know, I think that if somebody that was there, that was like living there, that could see what was happening, like, I think, I feel like throwing Kay in there in the last minute, she was just trying to be support. Like, she didn't understand the gravity of what was taking place. Where I think her family did understand a lot more about the gravity of what was actually happening. That she was changing pretty quickly, and she, you know, the more friends she picked up that had these same beliefs and reinforced all of these beliefs, and Chad and everything, I think it had an inevitable ending that it had,
I
because
agree.
it was, you know, the culmination of all of these things, all the tumblers falling into place, all of the actions by everybody, every party. But I think the thing that it's the most irritating to me in this part of it is, if just one person would have gone with them to the police and said, he's absolutely right. She is saying these things. She is doing these things. She's disappearing. She's this, that, the other. Then all of a sudden, he's not some crazy guy. He's a husband that has legitimate concerns over the welfare of his children, his life.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, he was scared to death, and for good reason.
Correct.
And to have it all kind of weighing on whether or not Adam played basketball with, you know, a state president, or I don't know, it just felt really not responsible. And like, I think you know, I mean, and I do think, you know, like she said earlier, men are not, they don't ask as many questions, and I don't think they're as proactive as women. I think women are a lot more emotional. You know, we're emotionally driven by things.
Yeah.
And I think we would have pushed, and we would have probably got a couple friends and said, come with me, come with me, and go with me to the police, because something bad is really going to happen. And I don't know. I just think women are a little bit different, and I don't know if that would have made a difference or not. I don't know. You know, who knows? Because all we know is what happened. But when I think back about him, it just makes me so incredibly sad, because for the man that he was, he did every single thing he could, and he was left, you know, just to kind of on his own, and inevitably with these people the numbskulls that they were, this happened. And then it just led into, I just think, I don't know, I can't get it out of my head that I just wish that something would have been done there, and because JJ and Tylee and Tammy would still be here. And I don't know if um, Charles would have made it. I don't know if he would have been the sacrificial lamb, so to speak, in saving everybody else. But that didn't even happen. I mean, because, here they get up, they pick up, they leave. It just, I don't know, the system just didn't work in this case. And I don't know who is to blame for that. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just sad to me. The whole thing is just it was so unnecessary. It was so, I still don't believe that she believes any of this. I still don't believe it. I think that there's a part of her that thinks that she is more special than other people, and that she's more spiritual, and that she, um, like you said, this narcissistic part of her. But at the same time, I think that she and Chad just wanted money, and they wanted to go off and live on Hawaii and like rich people and have whatever they wanted, not have anybody to answer to or to worry about. And because of the fact that it feels like she looked at them as possessions rather than people that had lives and people that loved them and cared about them, they were just possessions that were expendable. At the end, it didn't matter. They didn't matter. And the way that they were killed is like to me, such a testimony of the fact that she was just cold blooded when it came to this.
So cold-blooded. And Kay even said that in her testimony. She said, Charles came to her and said, she doesn't want me, she doesn't want Tylee, she doesn't want JJ. And it's haunting because that's true.
Yeah.
She didn't. They are all dead
Yeah.
because of her.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's so heartbreaking because they were so important to other people. Like they were important to Kay and her siblings and her family. And, Tammy was important to us and our family. And it's just, you can't explain, I mean, people know I think if you take the way that you feel about somebody that you love, that's just that you cherish, and that and you put yourself in my position or in Kay's position or in anybody's, you get to that point where you just like cannot imagine somebody harming them, let alone what they went through. And I just think she's missing that chip somewhere. And I don't know what happened with Chad's. I don't know if he ever had it. I don't. He was such a different person. So, I mean, talk about somebody who was one person and then somebody else. I mean, all of a sudden he's just, and maybe he was always that person. I don't know. It's so sick.
It is. I know. And you knew him, you knew him. And
Yeah,
it's probably, I don't think,
20 something, 25 years or whatever, almost 30 years.
well, and yeah, and there was a moment where where Kay on the stand yesterday was explaining her relationship with Lori, and she said, and I loved her.
Yeah.
That was to me such a profound moment, because that's exactly what this is. Like, she didn't just trust her, she loved her.
Yeah.
And yet she has now destroyed his, family, killed Branson. Like, it's just, and for Kay to say that and just think, and this is, and for you to say you knew Chad for, 20, nearly, 3 decades. It's just, how do you process that?
I think with Kay, like especially like when I look at her, I just have so much. Well, how I feel about Kay and Larry anyway, but when she had to have loved her to give her JJ.
Right.
And I think about that, and I think about she trusted her with the most precious thing, and then to have it turn around that way, it just, like, I don't know how you ever come to terms with that, because um she was one person, and then she was not that person, and it just I hear
Becky asks, has Vicki heard that Kay thinks that Charles would have said, take care of Tammy and the kids before me? So sweet. In other words, get justice for them first. Worry about me later, is what Kay said. Yeah. It's touching.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Really kind comments here. I hope that you can take a moment. I'm sorry, everyone, that I can't get to them all, but I know that Vicki will go back and read a lot of this chat.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. Yeah, very kind. I know this is just a heartbreaking case, and Charles deserves justice. And I agree with you. He was the one that wasn't listened to, and he was these children's last line of defense. And Tammy's, and he tried to reach out to Tammy too. He reached out to Tammy.
Yeah.
He warned police. He talked. He was trying so
He was
hard.
a good man. I mean, Julie, my daughter and son-in-law, they knew him, and they said he was such a nice man, such a good man. And I think there's so many things went wrong. It's just like I don't. That's why I said it's like never feel like one person doesn't make a difference, because I think in this case especially one person on going with him or backing him up, that knew the situation, that was close to the situation, could have made a difference.
Yeah.
And I will go to my grave believing that.
Absolutely.
I think he did everything that he could, and I think that who would have ever thought that it would end the way it did. I don't know that could have ever been. I just don't think people think that people are going to do that kind of stuff.
Right. A couple things. Yes, I will be covering the Brandon Boudreaux trial. Justice for Brandon. People are asking again. Let's just remind people, what state is Vicki and her flower shop in? And you are officially opening very soon.
We're here. We're open.
You're here. You're open. Okay. Oh, the grand opening is what I mean. The grand opening.
We are located in Orem, Utah. So we're right next to Provo, where Brigham Young University is. We could possibly do that. It would just kind of depend on what it was and where you are and all of those logistics. But that's potentially something that could happen.
Bloom and Bramble Luxury Florals.
And Bramble. Yep, that's us. I here.
Your computer is like da, 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 just like
rewind it like 10 times to see that. Yeah, we're in Utah. We call it Happy Valley. It's Utah County. So we're just south of Salt Lake City, and we're just loving it here. It's like beautiful. Like right today, I'm looking out at the Wasatch Mountains, and they are covered in snow.
And so beautiful.
And it's so pretty here. Yeah, I loved my shop in Arizona, and we had so much fun in that shop, and it was a joy being there. And it's so hot there now that I'm not missing the heat. Like you guys were in Phoenix, and I was like, oh, I know it's 100 at least there. Is it really hot?
It's okay right now.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's getting hotter each day. Yeah, so it's coming. So the Brandon Boudreaux trial will be, 115 degrees. So, yeah.
That's going to be a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah, some people are recommending that you carry fly swatters. Maybe you should reach out, get some in stock.
Oh, I'm going to have to buy some and put them in the shop now.
Buy some really pretty ones. Like go find some floral ones and just have our fly swatters.
The only people I'm going to let buy them is if they come in and they actually know what they are. then I'd
Yeah.
be able to buy them. If they come in and say, I saw you on Lauren, and people do that to me all the time. They're like, you look familiar. And I'm like, really? Like, and then they're like, it's like they hit, the light goes on, they'll go, Aunt Vicki. I'm like, yep, that's me. But yeah, I should go get some fly swatters. That would be hilarious.
Yeah. Also, I have to say this because I have to agree with Beverly. An underrated moment from the trial was when Judge Boreski passively aggressively says to Lori, "To the extent you're comparing yourself to biblical figures, I'll allow it."
Well, that's the one biblical character that you would really want to compare yourself with because you look really good next to her. But there was Lori Vallow Daybell. Like, she really believes that she's translated. So, do you buy that, Lauren?
That she believes she's translated, or that I think she's translated?
Either one.
Oh yeah, she's translated. No.
Because she does, when she talks about it, she goes, oh, so then it's not outside of our religious beliefs. No, Lori, we think that happens all day, every day. You're hitting it right on.
I'm translated. Are you translated? I'm aging backwards.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
I speak a little Spanish.
Yeah. I age backwards when I put on my high def filter. So, everyone's like, you have the best skin.
Hey, you said, are you translated? I said, I speak a little Spanish.
I missed the joke. I missed it.
You're listening to me.
People listening to you. That was my fault. I feel bad now. I wasn't.
Anyway, what were you saying? Because I wanted to bring that to your attention. But
no. I mean, you do look like you're aging backwards. So,
no, I wish. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy birthday, Aunt Vicki.
I don't even want to tell you how old I am. This is gray hair, people. That's not color.
And you have beautiful hair, thick, beautiful hair.
I'm thinking about just cutting it all off, like maybe a little pixie.
You know what? Keep it because it
might be when I was 6. I'm not going back there. I didn't look good then.
It's probably what I want for like a flower shop persona, but I kind of picture, like I said, as I started this live, I said it's sort of like a 90s rom-com, Aunt Vicki in her flower shop, and I feel like you need the wavy, long, gray hair that just fits it.
I'm a little bit old hippie, so that
really. A denim shirt, and I'm just picturing like, no, you gotta keep. Don't cut your hair. I love your hair. I love your hair.
Sweet. Thank you.
I mean, Tamois would be beautiful too.
Oh, yeah.
A Tamois hairstyle, but I like the long Aunt Vicki locks.
Sometimes you'll bring some stuff like that comes up, and I'm just like, oh, it's like such a sweet memory for me and my sister.
Happy birthday, Aunt Vicki from South Africa.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Oh, South Africa. Wow. You guys are from everywhere. I love that. Do you find out where people are from? Can you tell? Or
well, we're going to ask them now. Everybody let us know where you're all listening from. And also, this is just so funny. As a soon-to-be seminary student, my first question will be, am I translated?
Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, let's see.
Hi, Lori. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, this is so fun. Australia. Okay, here we are.
Oh.
Australia, Wyoming, Massachusetts, Chicago, Jersey. Oh, you share a birthday with someone's daughter, with Brenda's daughter, Kentucky, Oregon, Dallas, Minnesota, New Zealand.
That is fun.
Wow. Oh, from Seattle. And Vicki, what a great surprise to see you. Oh, it's going. Oh, so fun.
Italy.
Huntsville, Alabama. Virginia, Colorado,
we need to take
Maine, Michigan,
and go
New York,
these people.
Las Vegas.
Hey.
All right. You guys, this was so fun. This was so nice. Thank you, Aunt Vicki, for coming on. We've missed you here. We want you on again, if that's okay. And thank you. Vicki and I are both so proud of our dear friend, Kay Woodcock. And so I'm glad that we could just process that together with all of you and spend your birthday eve with you at your beautiful flower shop.
Yeah.
Thank you. I also I want to remind everyone too that tomorrow night,
Where are you going?
Well, I don't know. I disappeared.
You
So I'll just do that. Here I am. I'm still here, guys. Don't worry.
Oh
I'm
my.
just, it's the portal. I'm translating in the portal and I'll be right back. But I was just going to say that tomorrow night, John and I are going to be on Colby's channel talking to Colby. I believe at 7:30. It might be earlier. So just plan on that too, I want to say. And let me see. Supposedly it's been fixed. Oh, look at that.
Ask him if he.
I'm back. Do I look younger? Do I look younger? Portal. Yeah, see?
Portal right through. Ask Colby if he got the rocking chair that I sent them when they had their baby. Because I haven't talked to him or either one of them, and I don't think Julie has either since then. So ask him when you don't have to ask him on air. Just ask him if he got it, and because if he didn't, dang it.
Okay.
But I'm sure he did. But tell him I said hi. I'm so glad to see him processing this and coming out more and working his way through this, because he needs it. He needs everybody's support too. And we love Colby. He's got such a cute little family, and tell John and Banks I said hi.
I will. I'll tell him.
Thank
you.
Vicki,
thank you for being here. Happy birthday. We love you. We'll talk soon again.
If you're in Orem, stop by, poke your head in and say hello to me.
Okay, we will. And I'll see you shortly too. We'll see you. Okay, bye-bye.
I don't know how